sports and caused this huge upset as he came into the green room and just said easy and just like fist bumped everybody.
Yeah,
and that was the extent.
Just like we planned it. Well, we're getting into it. It's going to be NoChance on the T side here to start us off with a fair bit of utility as well, doubling up on nades, flashes, and smokes. And this is something actually we saw similarly to with Luminosity. They had 2 Molotovs, though, in this scenario, where they would Molotov back plat and window. So they're going to throw nades in. They don't actually do any damage, though. That's going to be Hunter to get first contact. He's going to be taken down by Crystal. And onwards we go.
Let me putting down the pain with the USP, but is going to live by the sword and very much die by it. And Zen will put him 6 foot under with his Glock. Nexa and Esperanto, they try and traipse back onto the site. They can't stop the bomb plant, cannot deny it. They don't have a kit for the time being, or any grenades, and this is a very difficult site to retake. Zen and Sticko, both pretty low on HP, and Zen, how did he survive that? It must have been just slightly through the box.
Metal skull.
That too. He's got titanium plates in his skull. Not going to be enough to stop the rest of the bullets coming through, though. I'm not sure how Nexa is still alive, how he is still kicking.
Well, he's not for long. The bomb plant, actually, the bomb defuse can go through here behind the boxes. Esperanto not deciding to hold it. That's going to be his demise as well. I think he might have had a chance of completing that defuse if he just stuck with it.
Yeah, maybe just have to gamble and throw caution to the wind at that stage when you know that you're heavily up against it. He did pick up a kit, as I mentioned earlier. There was no kit, but then they picked it up off the corpse.
It's a difficult decision to make, right? You feel like you might have a better chance if you get 2 quick kills and get back on it, but NoChance. Just having the better afterplant, obviously. 3v2 situation, they get the bomb down on the B bomb side. That's usually a T side win. Now we're going to see scouts coming out from both Aton and Esperanto. Now, Aton is like a funky player in that sense. He's very streaky, has a very high top level, but also a pretty, disturbingly low level at times as well. So he can win you games, but he can also go completely invisible, which is not what you like to see on average.
Completely agreed, and it was this map I was casting. I can't remember the life of me he was against.
Oh, that's a shot.
But he dropped something like 35 kills in the first half. He had like 25 frags. He was absolutely nuts. But then the next map, he was just completely asleep. Yeah, that is the epitome of Otto.
It really is, and like if you can get him on just an average day, like he's going to be really impactful for your side. Boost here. We can find a pickup here with Nexus MP7 or MP9. Sorry. Hunter's turn to have a go at it. Not going to take the denial. Gets picked off by Sticko.
Next up, plucked out from the MAC-10, and it's looking like Letney is just going to save his Deagle. He's got a fair amount of equipment value that he can take into the next round with that Kevlar and a smoke. And of course, this does mean that NoChance escalates to a 2-0 and very possibly a 3-0 lead to kick Dust2 off.
Yeah. Well, a lot of damage done, but no kills, so NoChance economy, at least for the time being, is going to be completely unharmed.
This was the map pick of NoChance, by the way.
Yep.
Just to give some context.
Oh,
Letney
okay. He's going to find 2.
He's taking some guns away from NoChance. He's going to make sure this stings.
It's not bad at all. He even nets himself a little bit of extra cash. That's what you need to see. Get that in there early. Solidify that economy. That can always goes towards the dropped off, something to that effect. As Letney's not necessarily known for his opping prowess. That goes to other players on that side. In the aforementioned Aton.
He is going to be their primary AWP.
Meanwhile, primary scouter for right now is Michaelella, on the side of NoChance. And they've upgraded their weapons just in case. Not going for any sort of a bonus round. To be fair, they did lose 2 members at the very tail end of it. Playing it as safe as possible.
Flash out into mid. Smoke's going to cordon off the CT side.
I like that smoke from Crystal. Prevents the boost from being effective as they walk up the B slope. There you go.
Make a move onto the B site. It's going the way we anticipated. Just 3 USPs remain.
But the bomb, though, gets dropped on Thomas outside. Still, though, the firepower shouldn't be too much of an issue to deal with here for NoChance. So retrieval mission has commenced to send finds to Esperanto. And, well, the round ends with this, with its, I guess, expected conclusion.
Is it just me, by the way? Every time I see NoChance's logo, I just think of Envious.
I do that as well.
Yeah, it looks so like the Envious logo to me.
Isn't this like the cut on the end on the side pretty much?
Maybe. I'm not even sure what Crazy's logo is. It's just two lines.
I thought it was a number 4. Like a...
Oh, I can... Yeah.
I think that was the intention. Then again, I don't understand anything about the rebrand that Crazy made. But I don't know. I'm not a social media guru. Definitely created some. I mean, they got interaction off of it. That's for sure. I mean, I don't think there was many teams that were more talked about than
Not necessarily
now
positive,
named Crazy.
though.
No, but you know, what is this saying? All PR is good PR. Oh, okay then. Cheeky move from Hunter there to net himself a second kill. Still, though, round's gonna go to NoChance. So we're gonna get the first buy round. Auton has that op in hand. Gonna be feeling pretty good about that. Intel, or let me. I want to say Intel every single time. Because it makes sense. It's the name backwards, just with a 1. And because of Ethan from Energy, I've just been...
Yeah.
Same thing with Cutler as well,
Yeah, I was
right?
going to say Cutler is...
Yeah, like those have... Like we know it's written backwards, but we know how to read it the right way. Therefore, I just do that immediately when I see a nickname like that. Regardless, he hasn't bought up yet, which was what I was getting to.
Well, first buy round, but unfortunately to our first technical difficulty of this best of 3.
Yeah, it's Crystal has decided to take a dip. Hopefully not something too serious.
You know, Crystal had his beard. I'm not sure if he still has it, like the bushy beard.
Oh yeah, no, I think he's cut it down, slimmed it down a little bit. No, it's still pretty healthy.
When he had it, though, he used to have like this pretty bushy beard, and he always looked like Wolverine to me.
I can see that.
With his hair and his beard, I always saw him as Wolverine, you know?
Got like a German Hugh Jackman going on there.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Maybe he should be cast next, because Hugh Jackman's done now, isn't he, with Wolverine?
Oh, that's true. He did the whole Logan thing, was happy about it, and then leave it at that.
Was a sick movie, to be fair.
Yeah, really enjoyed that, actually. Now then. Let's see. Curious to see how, how well thought out the T side of NoChance is going to be on Dust2. Obviously, there's most things have already been done on this map, given the lengthy stay this map has had in the map pool. But it's always fun to see how people or teams specifically deal with adaptation mid game, all that kind of stuff. We did not see E United, for example, earlier today deal with double ops at all. Pretty much ended the game. The second Henny and Phelps got ops in their hands.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. Once Phelps had the second op, it was GG, no re. But I'm not sure if either of these teams can pack the same punch as a Phelps.
Yeah,
in that way. He really took over. He did start to peter out towards the end. Also, to give you an idea of how these two teams have been performing recently, because I realize there might be some CS fans that haven't seen a lot of NoChance and Crazy.
That's fair. I mean, they don't go to most top tier events.
Right. Obviously, NoChance beat Mouseport 16-14 to get to this stage. Crazy beat Sprout 16-13. Both close matches. Could have gone either way. NoChance also have results against Ancient, who are also in this.
Yeah, they're playing right now, if I'm not mistaken, versus Fnatic.
Fnatic, yeah, that's correct. But they actually lost to Aristocracy, which is a Polish team.
That's Taz's team, yeah.
Yes.
So
Nordavind, who you'll know all about.
Yep.
Norwegians. And
obviously
Tricked.
the superior team.
And Tricked as well. So they've got quite a few losses against teams that you may expect them to beat or at least be very close to.
Yeah, I will say Tricked, though, is one of the teams that obviously they didn't make it here. They got knocked down in the qualifiers.
Yep.
They've been playing exceptionally well as of late. They nearly had G2 in the qualifier finals for, I want to say, New York. If not New York, then might have been Chicago. Or not, no. Regardless, like in one of these qualifiers for a Premier Tournament, Tricked have been doing really, really well for themselves. So, I mean, obviously, like you can meme all you want about Hunden and what he does as an individual player, but there's no doubt that he creates just strong teams.
You know, that's God hunting too.
Yeah, exactly. He's got an eye for talent. He knows how to get the most out of them. And even though eventually they'll get poached from his team and end up, in more prominent places, I love the fact that he doesn't give up on it. Like, apparently he really enjoys the entire process of creating a team and just making it. It's turning coal to diamond.
Yeah.
More or less, that's what he keeps doing over and over again. It's so important for his scene as well to have.
Yeah, you've got to respect it.
Have people like that who have so much experience and been around for God knows how long, who are willing to put in the work. Because it's not fun getting reset the entire time. It's like, well, we just lost our entire core. Now I need to scout, completely unheard of talent and make them into household names.
And I mean, let's face it, the Danish scene has a crazy amount of talent. A lot of it's unpolished.
Yeah.
So someone like Hunden with his level of veterancy and experience can do wonders for that scene.
I think that's why you see so many strong Danish teams and why you see so many strong Danish players, whether it's Hunden, Barry, again, the list goes on with experienced, especially in-game leaders, taking new players under their wings and teaching them how to play pro Counter-Strike to the point where they get, pretty much too good for their own team. And obviously that ends up putting them on either on Heroic, North, or eventually Australis, right?
Yeah.
It's a pretty wild ride, but it's really fun to see. And I think Brazil actually has a bit of the same luxury. I mean, if you look at the teams here, you have Bit, who's playing for Team 1, obviously extremely storied player, played for the golden years of MIBR together with FNX and those guys. Knack, former teammate of Bit, he's playing with Sharks. And Chucky is actually the coach of, I think it's Team 1. Again, another player has been through the golden lineups of or many of the great lineups that MIBR had throughout the days. Like, all of those guys are still around playing and kind of giving their or passing on their experience and knowledge about Counter-Strike to the younger generation, which is awesome. And I think that's why we're seeing so many Brazilian teams here at the minors as well.
There's no shortage of talent in Brazil. That is for absolute damn certainty.
Yeah.
On the other side, though, Crazy, obviously, as I said before, they beat Sprout 16-13.
Yeah.
They lost to G2 2-1, which is definitely nothing to be ashamed of.
Absolutely. No, but the way G2 player lately,
yeah. Took down Sprout 2-0, took down Mouse Sports 2-1.
Easy.
And before that, lost to Spirit 2-0.
Exactly. Right. So there's a hint of inconsistency.
Yes.
You could say.
You could say for both teams.
Yeah, no, and I think that's part of being, a Tier 3, trying to make the come up into Tier 2 and so on. There's always going to, your peak level is going to be extremely high. So no one can take you lightly. But it's about making sure the stars align and you actually get the best out of your players and yourself at any given time, right? Like, that's the talent that, let's say, a Liquid or a Astralis have, the fact that they can always perform.
Yeah.
And for these guys, it's a lot more in spurts. But it's cool to see. I mean, eventually, this is where young talent gets to showcase themselves. This is where they get to basically display all the hard work they've been putting in.
Yeah, I wish we could update you as to what's going on with the technical issue, but I'm not sure, Ven. Not sure if you can lip read. Or sound issues. Sound issues.
Sound issues. Might be the cheeky TeamSpeak. Again, it's a classic. But yeah, hopefully that'll be restored pretty soon. I'm assuming it was Crystal that had the issue because he dropped out of the server. Yeah, so it might be like a reboot going on. Maybe you need to sort out some stuff in BIOS. I don't know.
Yeah, what concerns me, if it was TS, I feel like it would have been fixed by now, so it may just be like an actual sound driver issue.
That could also be the case, yeah.
If you ever had that in Counter-Strike, it is pretty much a nightmare. It takes a lot of fixing. So,
yeah.
And, sounds pretty integral in Counter-Strike.
No, it's
pretty
fair.
big part of it.
Seems like Devil Walk has music because he's dancing away. He's having a good time.
Probably just trying to keep himself awake.
Keeping himself entertained. What song do you think is singing in his head right now? Oh, you just had an idea. Nope, doesn't have an idea anymore.
I'm going to say Barbie Girl by Aqua.
Oh, actually, no, he's keeping... Oh, you know what? Look at that. He's keeping his team in check.
No talking.
Yeah, he was literally just going like, no, shh. Oh, now he's getting told off because he told him to not talk. That's a paradox.
Meanwhile, Crystal's got a little cheeky grin on his face because he knows he's the cause of it. It's like, Dad's getting told off for something I did.
Yep. Sit there and smile. Or, yeah, smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave. And we'll see what happens with it. Obviously, this is so is the I guess the unanswerable question of who benefits from this kind of an extended break. Obviously, NoChance have the benefit of having momentum going forward. They're feeling good about the start they had. And then, you know, the positive is, you know, for well, I guess the negative really for them is the fact that they lose momentum and they kind of get out of the groove of things. For Valiance, it could be a negative because they get to sit and stir in the fact that they're down. They've gotten off to a bad start and not really had a good chance to put their foot into the game. Or it could be positive because, again, like they get to think things through.
I suppose the devil's advocate side is that because we're so new into the game, it's what, 3-0?
Yeah, no,
I think.
I'm really clutching for straws here.
Yeah. It could just be like a pure reset where they're like, okay, the game starts now. We have this handicap of 3 rounds in economy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Hunter leaving the PC is never really a good option. So I think with that, we might be better off going for a bit of a break. And yeah. So yeah, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna hop off for a bit of a break, and we'll be right back once the game is set to go.
And we are back. Apologies for the delay with some sound issues. I think they've been remedied and fixed now. It certainly appears so, Vendetta, because we are back into the server, and indeed we are back live.
So both teams have had considerable amount of time to, well, not talk things through, but think about what they want to do and what they've done wrong, potentially, and the lead up to this.
Oh my god, that's a nuclear warhead just went off. That did about 200 damage just by itself. And now they're cleaning up the rest of what remains of NoChance. It seems that the break has been kinder to CR4ZY, who were 3-0 behind, but now it's all down to Makalele. And he's going to go the same way. So, it seems the wait was worth it for CR4ZY after all.
Well, there you go. As you said, the utility there, you just softening up everyone on the side of NoChance so heavily. No chance of even making it through the smoke before they're pretty much dead. There we have it. CR4ZY's first round on the board here on Dust2. And for those who are out of the loop, this is a best of 3. And if you haven't noticed that little ticker on the side of the corner, we're going to be going into Nuke after this one and potentially Vertigo as a third map.
Which Vendetta is deeply hoping for.
Oh, God, yes. Vertigo, best of 5. Vertigo only.
Yeah, you were saying to me that the whole thing about hating Vertigo is just a joke. It's your favorite map.
It's literally just the most advanced map in CSGO. I wish we didn't have a map pool. We just had a Vertigo pool.
Different iterations of Vertigo.
Yeah.
Makalele, the only primary weapon in the hands of NoChance. It is a very powerful one at that with the AWP.
We're seeing more and more teams actually do these kind of vines. I'm still not convinced by them. But it's going to take the initial peek. He goes down, so that means next man up is Crystal. See if he can find anything at all. If he's just going to back out into a nade. Yikes. There we are. Pocket Rocket makes his destination found, and now it's Sticko to turn. Or try his luck with the AWP. Thomas with the P250. Sen currently rocking a Deagle.
So holding the line, does get dinked.
Op finally gets a kill. So that's going to be all it gets. So definitely not worth the investment by any means. And, well, it does put them in a bit of a funky place where they could potentially purchase with the 4 others who went a little bit more conservative in the previous round. Seems like they're actually going to do that as well. So Stiko's going to be the one purchasing up the AWP. We'll see if he actually sticks with it or not. That seems to be the go-to as well. Spawn towards long. See if he can get to the corner in time. He does, but no target found.
Just a little bit of chip damage. Just the 1 HP has been taken away from him. No Kevlar to back up the AWP. And Makalele. Bit surprising at this stage they don't give him the AWP instead and Sticko and Makalele switch, but I guess it's because of the lack of armor that aim punch can become an issue.
It has to be the reasoning for it.
They are going to be tested momentarily if they decide to push through long. Esperanto is here, waiting. That smoke has been put as a blockade.
It's going to be a pop flash from Crystal here. It needs to be perfect, though, to get Esperanto off the angle. Oh, it's pretty damn good. So is the follow-up as well. Nexus completely crashed and is taken out by Sticko. So long take successful so far. And actually, Zen's going to find Hunter in mid. Solid job for NoChance here to split up the defenses. And now also, Atan has to be considerably worried about pressure from Catwalk. Yeah. Esperanto still just hiding an element.
They need a secondary smoke, otherwise Esperanto is going to have clear vision across. There we go. To be put into position now. Esperanto decides to push through the smoke, knows he has to try and make a play. His team are so heavily behind. Looking to try and stop the bomb plant, but Thomas does check. And now Letney, or Intel backwards. I did get a tweet, apparently his name is just read Intel. I mean, I've been calling him Letney for ages.
See, I thought it was Intel, and then Yanko apparently said it's Letney.
Yeah, that's what I'd heard as well.
And I mean, Yanko's played with the guy, so I'm assuming he knows what he's talking about.
But it's just times. I've never heard an Intel before.
It's such a random coincidence if he just went with the... I'm not sure if Letney means anything in Serbian or anything like that, or if it's like part of a name or what have you. But it's Intel backwards. So to me, he's always been Intel in my head. As we see the odds here from GD.bet, heavily favoring CR4ZY 1.38, 2.84 for NoChance. So even with the upset against Mouse Sports, people are not completely convinced. Or the folks over at Bet at least aren't. Right now, CR4ZY are making their way back into this. At least have started a little bit. They're on the board. 2-4, still buy coming in from both sides. One more healthy than the other, but it's the double op setup here on the side of CR4ZY.
This is where the tides turned earlier when we had Phelps picking up the secondary AWP. I'll have to see if CR4ZY can have the same level of impact. Going to be stacking outside of long doors on NoChance, and meanwhile Zen is just protruding up through mid. He's going to keep them interested, keep them on their tiptoes, but additionally can also counteract a push up mid if the CTs look for it. Here comes the push, the flashbang's on point again. It's the same result. They tried this last time, NoChance. But it's going to be reversed. Nexa is putting down some serious pain with the M4. And now Michael can only rummage together a retreat with his AWP. And he's going to get the drop onto Otto, but now his position is known. They should react accordingly. They don't need to peek him. They've already got Letney, who's moved up on the B side. Keep peeking, Makaleli. He is going to punish you. This is a lot of damage that's being inflicted to the bank balance of CR4ZY as well. Even if Makaleli goes out at this stage, he's already done quite a bit of hurt to them.
There's also, well, an opportunity for him to swing around through mid and actually, well, either make it up to Catwalk or into B to get a potential bomb plant, but the second he moves in towards Cave, it's going to be easy days for Nexa, with that shadow just revealing the position of Michael way before he sneaks in. There you go. So Valiant's bringing that back. Nexa being the hero of that round, shutting down the long push entirely on his own.
You can see the flashbangs
doing nothing.
Such a strong impact on the CT side, not the terrorist side. Typically, it's the CTs that are going to be flashed up fully and can't see anything. That's what happened in the round prior to that.
Exactly.
Got them on the bomb.
And even with winning, still going to take a timeout, talk things through. Maybe it's reminding everyone, come on, this is a minor. You want to take things seriously, not throw away weapons unnecessarily.
Yeah, and additionally, this is a fulcrum point round to start things off, because CR4ZY's economy, yes, Nexa and Letney have about $2,000 apiece, but the rest of them have pretty much nothing.
Yeah, and I mean, $2,000 is not going to net you a whole lot on the CT side.
And NoChance on the other side of the coin, they've already invested. They've already force bought. They know that CR4ZY are there for the taking. So this is a really, really impactful round. And CR4ZY want to make sure that they have all of their bearings straight, that they know exactly where they're going to be coming in. Leave no room for error.
Pretty wild buy from NoChance, honestly. I think it is scout in there as well on Michael, so might be some chances for some tag damage as we see Sicko just blindly putting trust into the flashbangs, which is what you should do. Timing that doesn't quite pan out, but they do get the trade, even though Thomas takes a fair bit of damage there, down to 12.
The UK hope, Alvor.
Yeah, now that Smooya is currently on the bench.
I guess you could say Alex is in Vitality.
Yeah, no, that's fair. He's not at the minor, though.
That is a very good point.
So there's UK hopes everywhere, apparently. They're spreading. Building an empire.
Make a UK super team.
Yep, they're making an empire.
They'll disband within 2 days, of course.
Had a good run. Now then, we'll see what NoChance can make of this. Thomas has been given the scout due to his low HP, so if he can connect onto anything, or at least do some tag damage, as Crystal and Michael slowly making their way up towards cross. They have one smoke and a Molotov, so basically do a middle of the road smoke, throw a deep Molotov and a flash. Hope that gets you through. That it does. So bomb's gonna make it to the bomb site. Molotov goes down to delay things a little bit further. Zen's getting aggressive here in mid, and he's gonna get caught out by Auton. Bomb still is planted.
Bomb planted, but the manpower certainly in favor of CR4ZY. Also, HP is low on both the remaining terrorists. Michael and Thomas both chip in for kills. Now suddenly it's starting to go in their favor. Thomas going to hold the line for one better. He's on 1 HP, and the jumping USP frag comes into fruition. CR4ZY will pick up a fourth.
It's quick thinking by Letney there. Being able to, well, understanding like the rotation path or where Thomas kind of needs to dig himself into in order to play for time. Makes quick work of him with the jump shot from Element. So there we go. Crazy hold on. They net 2 rounds in a row. And as you said, that was kind of a make or break round for NoChance with the investment they made. So it's back to pistols. Now, though, they do have the money loss bonus and obviously the bomb plant working in their favor, so it's not going to be too much of an extended pause from weaponry. Next round, would assume we're going to see Michael back on the op. For now, though, 2 smokes, and a single flash might be a setup for a quick push into mid and eventually a B split. Right now, they would only have to deal with Esperanto. Then again, it's not like potential help from B is far away.
Desert Eagles and a Glock. 2 smokes and a flashbang. There is enough for NoChance to put a cat amongst the pigeons for CR4ZY up on the scaffolding.
No, Crystal has popped out both the flash and the smoke up towards upper to draw the attention there. Esperanto is still not phased by it. Gets 1. That's going to be all there is, actually. Now the pincer movement comes in. Actually very just staggered from the side of NoChance here. Stico's still going to be able to find Letney, but bomb site control still maintained for CR4ZY. And Zen, the second he moves up after finding a kill, is going to be taken down from mid. So initial idea, I think, works. NoChance just had more manpower, really, towards window. Probably could have been able to get that site, so limit to how many people Hunter can deal with at once. Instead, though, it becomes a cleanup for CR4ZY, and then finally get into the lead, 5-4.
So the open play, as you highlighted, and Kaleli going to be running with that. Meanwhile, our SMGs for Esperanto, or just the one SMG, pardon me, not plural. Otto in the tried and tested AWP spot that many in AWP has used over the years. Hence why it's not there to deal with it.
Oh, actually.
Or, actually, no, it doesn't deal with it because Stico runs out into his death.
There you go. Jumps out a little bit too early. Doesn't want to fall back off of the Molotov because he knows that that means the upper can reposition because he threw it out later. So theirs is going to fade too soon, and Otto's going to follow that up. Now he switched the position, gone back to mid. 2 men down, NoChance. Bit of a rough spot here, have to execute on Catwalk. They have no idea Esperanto's here.
This range could be so deadly.
Oh, well, it's not pretty, but he does eventually get Michaelella.
Probably should have got it earlier, though. Could have maybe then transitioned into a second kill. As it stands, Crystal, last player standing with the SG, taps ahead off Nexa. I think he did just catch a glimpse of Letney momentarily. It's all about where that last player is. Now he knows. Otto, Catwalk.
Tagged him up, and well, the nade's going to do additional damage. 9 HP. Is Letney going to go for another jump peek? Doesn't even need to. It's going to be Crystal to be the one who's jumping out of the site into his death.
Yeah, pre-planned that the Molotov would be landing on the site. He knew that player would be jumping up. He was still on the site itself. So a nice and patient play. CT's with another successful retake onto the A side.
Yeah, versus the fully bought up NoChance as well. Again, bomb plant goes down, so it's additional money for the T side to work with. And at this stage, they could pretty much buy up whenever they get a bomb plant in, or they could just force into it with limited utility. It's going to be crazy to talk things over a little bit. Again, they're winning rounds, but they are taking unnecessary losses in a fair few of these situations. Yeah,
I think that's the key thing, that they're winning rounds, but they're still conceding bomb plants. And a lot of these sort of retakes could easily, they're on a razor's edge, it could easily go the way of NoChance instead. So try and figure out why they're getting to that stage, see if you can stop them from getting the bomb plant in the first place. It makes your life a lot easier.
Absolutely so. Back into the action we go. 6-4 in favor of the CT side. Auton this time is going to move over towards long. He found 2 picks to open things up in the previous one. Going to get flashed off the angle, though. For now, actually, Hunter going very aggressive early on in the round. It's not going to work out. Sense posted up, and this is usually the issue when you run up against a team that runs a default. Like these cookie cutter setups are meant to punish any sort of random aggression. Lenny is going to follow up on that, though.
Zen, eagle-eyed, anticipating this peak. And this could put Crazy in a terrible situation if Letney gets picked. It would send them 2 players behind.
Did he hear Zen moving out, though? That's the big question. If you heard the footsteps of it, might spur him on to actually move further in towards upper, potentially try to clear it out. He is inching closer at the very least.
I think the concern may be exactly what's coming into fruition. That, okay, he may have heard Zen running back to spawn, but you have no idea if anyone's lower or on the staircase, so it's not worth the risk. You're still in this round. You don't have to make desperation plays just yet. NoChance, though, on the precipice of engaging onto B, of pulling the switch and going in. Otto gets flashed, but still goes in for the speculative shot, and it does connect onto Thomas. This does bring Crazy back into it. Otto is going to feel like it's too hot to handle, wants to try and back away until the cavalry arrives, but it's been speared down. And Esperanto now has to try and land something spectacular. Makalele and Crystal both burning, quite literally Crystal down to 16 HP. The Molotov doing so much damage. 10 seconds to go. Can Nexa stall this one? It's looking good. He switches across to the second. And Crazy with another clutch.
Nexa already seeing it. 11 frags here. Doing a whole lot of heavy lifting. Clutching out that round for Crazy. Again, though, it does feel like one of those rounds where Crazy definitely could have cleaned it up a little bit easier than they did. Because NoChance seemed a little bit desperate once they get to the side. Obviously, with the Molotov going down, it's a similar scenario for Crystal where he needs to jump out of the site. Still able to find a kill off of it, though.
I feel like if you're NoChance right now, you are feeling so salty. Like, it's 7-4, but this could easily be a reverse scoreline.
Yeah.
It really doesn't paint a full picture. That's a hell of a nade again. Perfectly timed stick up. She's going to be in amongst the frags, and now it's down to Hunter, transferring across the 2 heads. 3 in quick succession. The tide of this round was looking so poor, and it has been turned back in the favor of Crazy as a result of his heroics. However, we've talked about this before. B-side, even while a player up, can be such a nightmare to retake.
Yeah, this time, though, they do have a fair bit of utility. Molotov, 2 smokes. Again, section off whatever part of the map they want. Molotov out, close corners on the side or either back plateau. So the space and real estate that NoChance has to work with is going to be limited, and, well, now it's a bit of a nightmare for Makalele. Molotov goes down in the corner as well. That was about as perfect as you could wish for.
Yeah. It's the power of utility on that retake.
Yeah.
The incendiary in particular just allows you to cordon off the likes of the car spot, which is it's such a nuisance to try and go in dry with like the peak.
Especially because if you're a T playing that spot, just looking down into the ground obviously makes you not visible for anyone. If you were just sit in a normal cross position, you can see the top of your head. So you really need to commit deep into the angle, which obviously gives a ton of chances for a T to pounce on that. Right now, they're running a bit away with it. Keep in mind, this is NoChance map pick.
Yes, and also keep in mind that before we had the lengthy technical issue, NoChance were winning 3-0. They've only won 1 round since that pause.
Things have kind of halted to a grind, or grinded to a halt.
I guess you could say halted to a grind as well. It has felt like a grind for NoChance here. They've been chipping away, and just defuse after defuse.
Yeah, not getting the wishful results from it. There we see the cheeky one-way smoke to kind of block off big box as well. Again, Auton, familiar territory. This time, not going to connect with this shot. Nobody's quick enough to pounce on him, though. So it gets the rotation in towards Goose. So far, no real movement either from the side of Crazy. Haven't moved anyone back from long just yet. Again, solid nade being put out. Auton's just constantly changing up his position.
Yeah, a lot of that is just to try and deal with these flashbangs and the set play that's coming in. Tries to flick across, can't connect. And his teammates, his brethren, are falling all around him. He still has Nexa watching his back, but it's looking like Crazy will be opting for a save as opposed to trying to retake the site.
Yeah, the drop down into CT spawn working wonders. As they find two, Letney trying to rotate in, it just gets demolished the second he steps into slope. Finally, a bit of a bounce back for NoChance, though. They need to string a couple of rounds together and, in order to feel like they have real footing in this. As you said, they went up 3-0, so it's been a 8-1 run from the side of CR4ZY. You can also see what that back and forth, and within the rounds, it could have very easily been a reverse score. You can tell what kind of impact that's had on the money on the side of the Serbian team, simply because, I mean, they're not going to be able to fully reinvest into this.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Especially with one player going down there as well. So only one surviving. And a prime opportunity for NoChance to change things up, as we have a bit of a technical snafu again.
Uh-oh. Not like this.
I hope it's not something too serious.
That's what NoChance are thinking as well. Like, oh, we just went around. Can we not have another pause?
Finally felt like we were going somewhere. Especially because they know.
Double Walk is so entertaining to watch, man.
He's been animated, right? Like, not necessarily through screaming and shouting, but again, he knows he's not allowed to talk in these technical timeouts, but he's definitely perfected the art of, I guess, miming.
Yeah, like, what I've took from that is, like, shoulders back,
up.
chin up.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Keep spirits up.
You lost a round, but look, it's the late 5 in the lead. We're still in a really good position. This is their choice of map. Like, there's a lot to be happy for here.
Thing is, though, it's hard to remain focused, obviously, during these kind of breaks.
Sure.
It's tough.
Also, the other thing that people at home need to realize is that because they can't talk, they're basically just sat there doing nothing. And they're all amped up. They've got all this adrenaline coursing through their veins. They're ready to go. They're in game mode. And then suddenly,
It's literally with it's literally the worst scenario, really. If you've ever tried it, if you've ever done something that's gotten your energy up and then you just sit idle for an extended period of time, it drains your energy immediately. It's so easy to get sloppy, just feeling a little bit drowsy, not being fully focused.
He's telling his team to stop talking, I think. They have had a couple of issues with that before as well.
Yeah. Doublewalk's at least making sure, like, he's not the one talking, so, he's keeping them in check. It's a good thing.
When is a team going to learn to lip read or, like, use sign language?
Well, I mean, it seems like Doublewalk's gotten quite away with with how flagrant he's being with his, I guess, hands and everything, his gestures.
This is also, of course, a moment where you stew on the past mistakes you've made in the game, the aim that could have been, the players lining up for that triple spray.
Oh, yeah.
The whiffed nades. All of it starts coming flooding back. This is really where mental fortitude plays a huge part in these lengthy pauses. Yeah,
and usually you'd favor the more experienced side, right? Because they've been through this. They've already gone to tournaments where there's been technical issues. You've had to go through it. So you know how to reset yourself. You know how to basically brush it off once you get into the game again. We talked about that as well. The fact that NoChance have a ton of experience on their side, that's not really an issue. And I mean, you also have a pretty entertaining coach, right? Like, trying to keep things light and breezy.
I want to see him dance again, man.
Yeah.
He had some moves earlier.
What about the bottle flip challenge? Think you could do that?
I've seen some really interesting iterations of that, which definitely would not be safe for this stream.
Fair enough. Have you seen the bottle cap one, where people are just like doing, I was about to say, ninja kicks?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah. I think it was Donnie Yen, wasn't it, that came out with it first, or maybe it wasn't. That's the first one I saw. Yeah. The guy that played Ip Man, very talented martial artist.
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw Jason Statham doing it.
I didn't see that one. What, did he just kick it, or?
I'm pretty sure, yeah, he did like a spin kick.
Yeah, that's what Donnie Yen did as well, like a roundhouse, I think.
Yeah. I would definitely just kick the entire bottle, make it a mess.
I would just completely miss and probably fall on my face.
There's entertainment in that, too.
Yeah, true. I think I just saw a tactical pause, but I don't know if we're being...
Debated?
Yeah, debated pretty hard.
Let's see, though. Seems like people are talking right now, so I don't know. Are they in search of water bottles, maybe? Devil Walk doesn't want to share his.
He's so animated. I love it. I could just sit here and watch him all day, to be honest. Sounded a bit creepy, but
yeah.
I'll stick with it.
Committed now.
Yep. Be there in the hotel room later, of course.
Well, well, well. That might be the end of our wait as we get back into it. So yeah, no extended tactical, no extended technical, luckily as well. And instead, it's going to be hard to reinvest here, but they've gone full in it on this crazy. Off on Auton. Next to with the Deagle, and it'd be 5 on Letney actually.
Yeah, this is a real strange hybrid weaponry here.
It's yeah, something for everyone.
You got a dartboard, you got guns, as opposed to numbers. They're just throwing a bunch of darts. This is what they came up with.
How about it? So the smoke in mid goes up as well. Crystal's cleared out pit. And they seem not too interested in actually maintaining long control. Just giving them the illusion, considering they've done it in the past, of posting one player up there, could be enough to keep their eyes honest on the side of the CTs. Which could make for a little bit of an easier time once they try to take cat control here. There is a forward positioning on Esperanto, though. Need to be aware of that. Oh, he turns around, and, well, the second he turns back, looks right into a flashbang, so easy opening. Auton is in position. The one, I guess, real rifle that they have to work with.
Different variation on the AWP spot. Allows him to not be mollied or flashed out just yet. Did a kill with the AWP. Did a kill. Yep, that's a new one. It's been a long day.
Yeah,
did get a kill and then tag Crystal down to 15.
Yeah, Nexa did a kill too with the Deagle.
It almost sounds like it should be grammatically correct, but it definitely isn't.
Well, the point still comes across as we see Zen fall in upper dark. Well, Michael Lilla is there to trade as well, so still promising situation here for NoChance. And oh, that nade came flying. Did get a Molotov down though, so it's going to buy a little bit of time. Actually, Auton's just going to run past it. They don't have a well, actually, yeah, they've picked up a defuse kit on Auton as well. Michaelella gets caught out on top of the boxes. Not really sure why he wanted to peer down in towards spawn, but nonetheless, it doesn't really change the end result here. Auton might not be the one to pick up all the kits, but he did have the most important ingredient in a defuse kit, and that's what's going to net them around in the end.
Yeah, that was an awkward one. The timing really not favoring Michaelele. Maybe wanting to peer down into CT to just see if he could catch them as they transitioned, but completely backfired.
Yeah. Again, if they're trying to make that kind of a split through either cat and spawn, then the guy from spawn, to be efficient, needs to be further up, right, to get the trade with the guy on catwalk before he exposes himself. So maybe that's the thought process of Michaelele, the fact that he can catch him potentially walking up close. As we have another break in there. Not really sure what it is concerning this time. Didn't look like a tactical, at least. Hold on.
I feel like through these technical issues, we've pretty much exhausted everything that's possible to exhaust in CS.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for whatever Devil Walk can offer up here.
Yeah.
In terms of entertainment.
Just start moonwalking.
Probably could do that, right?
I think so. I think he's got the moves. Here's a question for you then. Where is Dust2 located, like in the world? Do you know?
Dust2? I want to say Morocco?
Yeah, I think it is, because I saw they panned across to one of the signs on the map, and it was like Pharmacie de Maroc, which I think is like
that
Moroccan
could be a bit of a
pharmacy.
giveaway, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering if that was the case. Here we go. He's jumping up and down. He's doing the Brock Lesnar. Have you ever seen that?
The Brock Lesnar?
Yeah.
Like the WWE/MMA guy?
He does this like weird thing where he kind of like jumps from side to side.
Really?
It's pretty intimidating. He's a big guy.
Yeah, no, he's definitely a huge dude.
He's got nothing on Devil Walk, though. Devil Walk could bench lift him easy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Bench lift. There you go. I'm just coining a bunch of new things. Bench press.
Did the kill and bench lifting.
I'm just going to go bench lift, boys.
Yeah, we've been at this for a while. And so, Delirium is kicking in.
I mean, the players must be wondering what reality is at this point.
Yeah, especially if this tech issue keeps happening to the same player. We don't know that yet. Initially, it was Nexa that had a bit of an issue with his mic, apparently. Yeah. As an audio issue in general. Mm-hmm. If it's his stuff that completely, continues to break all the time, then obviously he just will feel like he's got a target on his back or something.
which maybe could have affected his gameplay.
Oh, absolutely. I would get really frustrated by having to deal with that every now and again. Even if you can play around with it, if you notice that something goes wrong midway through and you can pause it right after and it doesn't really affect that round, it's just tedious to have to deal with. But last round of the first half. Away we go.
Once more into the fray. CR4ZY and NoChance. It's been a long old half of Counter-Strike. It's been somewhat of a marathon. But let's see what the score will read coming through into this final round. Otto going to be peeking again slightly late. I think the fact that he was tagged definitely threw him off to a degree, but there's a nade to follow up onto Thomas. And caught in his tracks and put down. Nade's going to be firing in from both teams. The set play coming into fruition. Nexa trying the speculative shot while flashbang. Going to switch to the grenades. A lot of chip damage being inflicted to NoChance, who are now able to lumber onto the site. It's going to be Crystal going for the plant. Esperanto pops up, see if he can maybe stop this. He does get the frag onto Sticko, but that's not going to stop the bomb from being planted down. So CR4ZY with another defuse opportunity. They do lead by a player. They still have a little bit of nades to use. And Zen is going to connect the headshot. Goes in for a second. It's all down to Makalele. He's missed his chance. He's going to get punished. And CR4ZY with another successful retake and defuse to boot.
Yeah. CR4ZY turning that half from a 0-3 start to a 10-5 half. Definitely something they could be happy about. Now the big question is, what do NoChance have to offer once they swap things over? Devil Walk giving us instructions for the time being. While he still has a chance, there's been so many technical timeouts where he just has had to sit there and stew. And obviously for NoChance, important to be able to reset and just leave all the tech issues that happened in the past and focus on what's going forward.
Yeah, you have to feel like at moments such as this is really where coaches are worth their weight in gold.
Oh, absolutely.
To keep people focused, to keep their eyes on the prize.
For sure. Also, getting good reads, obviously, as to what the opponent is doing from time to time. Here we go. Aggressive setup here from NoChance. Two players right up mid. Clear things out. They're not going to find anything, though. Smoke has gone down on Big Box as well. Things kind of reset back to normality for the time being.
It's a lot of flirtation between the two teams, but there's no real action to speak of. Now a couple players going to see each other. Hunter and Crystal exchange shots. Flashbang out does more harm than good to Esperanto, who's now stuck out, was getting blocked as he tried to pull back.
I mean, no mid control for them as well. They still have a Molotov and a smoke. Be used to clear out the site. Let's see if that's actually going to be the plan. There's definitely been plan into action for NoChance here. They're taking over mid control early. Everyone's involved here. All of a sudden, it's just Letney down into a 1v2. That escalated quickly.
Yeah, that went from 0 to 100 real quick. And now Letney going to be able to get the bomb planted, so at the very least, Economy's going to tick forward. He knows they're going to be up close. Not very much personal. Letney with one headshot in a second. Clutch going the way of CR4ZY. What a round to pick up. The map choice of NoChance, and they're in real trouble.
Real trouble indeed. Letney with the pistol round ace, 1v2 clutch to boot. You can tell the visual frustration out of Thomas there. Once the conclusion of the round comes out, that was definitely one they thought they had in the bag. And that's definitely worthy of a replay.
It's actually somewhat amazing that in all of that cluster of action, it was Letney that picked up every kill for CR4ZY.
Yeah. So much back and forth that somehow he just remained the one unharmed the entire time. CR4ZY get off to the best possible start. Scout gets flashed out. Michael actually gets tagged up pretty heavily as well, down to 11 HP. Right now, the pistols aren't really doing the needed action for NoChance. The Scout hasn't been able to tag up players significantly either. Hawthorne's gone directly for an off as well. Pretty hefty investment after one round.
Yeah, the chips certainly falling in favor of Crazy.
Flash comes into mid. Doesn't affect Lutney. And here we go. Not as much trades as last time around. Michael is still fighting for his dear life, but will get picked up by the Mac 10 of Esperanto as he comes rushing out through mid doors.
7-round lead, NoChance after putting in quite a lot of investment. Are going to go in again. This is a Hail Mary play that if it doesn't work out, Vendetta, this could be it. You're putting so much on the table right now.
And you don't really have too much to show for, right? You have the 3 rifles, which is great. I mean, especially because Crazy are looking at this as a bit of a bonus round for them. Can do a lot for you, but again, utility's not going to be on your side. Crazy has all the time in the world, really, to stave you off from this. Michael with the scout over towards the B plateau, just peering in.
And for me, it's more so the fact that this is Dust2, a map where you feel like you really do need the AWP as soon as possible. By doing this, NoChance, they're not going to be saving up for him. This is it. They're putting all the chips on the table and saying we're all in. And so far, they're all out. Sticko, Thomas, and Crystal going to try and rummage together something spectacular. They may be looking to save, and what about that for a shot for Esperanto? Through the smoke at range, Mac 10 to the forehead of Thomas.
Yeah, the lack of head armor is really doing them in right now. Crystal gets spotted out in top mid. It's going to be really tough for him to get away from this situation. Hunter is already on the move. Sniffed him out, and Sticko left all alone. Again, no head Kevlar on him as well. Now has been spotted out. So next to going down, that's perfectly fine. It doesn't really disrupt the economy of Crazy. We'll see how eager they are to actually hunt for this. They know he's got a Colt, so should definitely be interesting. Hunter moving up on long. And the conclusion we're going to find in part 2 of...
From body language, I'd say they didn't get the kill. I'm pulling that out my backside. Definitely not any kind of body language expert at all. But if they did get the kill, then I'm going to claim that I am.
Yeah. I guess we'll see.
Get wrecked.
Once we get back into it. But guess we're, transitioning right into tactical pause for NoChance. I'm not sure if this is them thinking, okay, we need to just do an eco now, let them get map point, and just deal with it, hope for the best, or if this is them figuring out a special strategy to pull out with whatever they have left remaining. So the 4-scout mid-peak.
Yeah, this is why I was quite concerned and surprised that they went for that 4-spy in the first place, because now they'd have an AWP, now they'd have full nades, now they'd have a really good basis to battle back, but as it stands, NoChance somewhat living up to the name, it would seem. Right, did they save the M4? No.
Well, no. He did not save the M4.
I'm just saying, FBI, you want to hire me as a body language expert?
They probably have your number already, just you don't know about it.
They definitely have me on some kind of list.
Here we are. Right now, though, 2 flashes, a scout, and a couple of pistols is all really NoChance to have to work with here. So they have kind of opted in for just the bigger buy instead of having multiple lesser ones. Again, time is ticking for them. Being really careful about how he swings out here on the peak.
Yeah, again, this really is bottom of the barrel stuff. Michael scout in hand, hiding behind the box, maybe looking for a flashbang from Crystal to peek. Is the idea behind this. There's 2 of them. It's a bit chaotic, it's a bit of a mess, but it's all going the way of the terrorists. As you'd expect, it's only Zen now on the other side of the map with a 5.7 and armor.
Yeah, you can tell how ready Crazy were for that as well. Letney, the entire time he was walking up long, just ran up with his back towards CT spawn, knowing that there's going to be a pop flash the second those smokes get thrown out. So deal with that rather easily. Zen just wants to hold on to his light Kevin 5.7. Sadly for him, he's taking a little bit of chip damage onto the armor, so he's not going to be able to get the free upgrade into head armor. And we've seen what the SMGs have already been able to do once they go up against players with no head Kevlar or no helmet.
So this is going to be 14-5. NoChance's choice of map. Next up is Nuke.
Yeah. What we talked about earlier in the NA portion of things, how win percentages on Dust2 might be fine and dandy, but it doesn't really seem to mean all that much in a lot of instances. Right now might be the same story happening for NoChance. We'll see though, Atan on the up. He's going to fire off a pot shot. Doesn't connect with anyone at all. See how quick the tempo is going to be. Michaelilla has already been forced off the angle in mid. Mid control is there for the taking. Same thing goes for Cat as well. This is a bit of a gamble from NoChance though. They have 3 players over towards that B bomb site. Right now, it looked like it could be a bit of a disaster if CR4ZY opts to set up for a catwalk take. Bomb has been dropped down in upper though, so no immediate commitment right off the bat. They still have so much utility to work with as well. That's really the big issue for NoChance here. They have smoke and a Molotov, well, minus the Molotov now as Thomas throws that out on catwalk. And outside of that, it's just flashes.
Yeah, and still over a minute to play There's a smoke. That's their last smoke. 3 flashes remain. No kits.
How do you hold up and execute with this?
Yeah, this is so brutal. Well, maybe this is the answer. You go aggressive. Try and take the fight to the terrorists before they can allow themselves to get down into the likes of CT.
Thomas needs to be successful the second this fade, so actually spots ahead as he drops down. I think more is going to come of it. Still 3 players over towards the B area of the map, though. Michaelilla's going to find Hunter. Big kill for NoChance, so at least they have the man advantage.
The thing is, though, Van, it's a big kill, but they still have no one on A.
Ooh, yeah.
So CR4ZY are completely mitigating the player advantage by just pushing A, and they're going to be confused. They've actually just naded on there twice with Molotov. No one was home. Sticko has found a second frag elsewhere, but the bomb has been planted. Otto's taking an aggressive angle. With the AWP, flicks up to Michaelilla. NoChance need to take this round. They may not have any more chances afterwards. The flash over hurts both teams, but it's going to be CR4ZY bouncing out with so many frags. 10 map points now.
10 map points, not a whole lot of money on the side of NoChance. This is, well, gotten disaster written all over it, and it's, well, put into numbers by GG.bet, 1.08 chance of CR4ZY picking up the map at this point. Definitely higher odds on NoChance. I think you'd have to be a very hopeful man to steer in that direction at this stage. Often not going to connect through the smoke.
Michaelilla back into the scout again. We've seen him with this weapon quite a few times. Let's connect onto next up. Partially through the walls. That's 49 damage.
A bit of a bungled up flash there into mid, so he can't go for the aggressive re-peek.
Yeah, that won't hit Chief. Doesn't get punished for it though. But that was his last flashbang.
Yeah, second to last flashbang that NoChance had altogether. 3 FAMAS's, MP9, and a scout. Now left with 2 flashes, a smoke, and a Molotov. And again, bomb moving up towards catwalk. Do have Sticko tucked away in Goose. And the hope here is that Michaelilla's going to be able to take enough attention away from the entire bomb site area with the scout on the corner for Sticko to pounce into action.
There's somewhat of a deja vu as well then from prior rounds where NoChance are trying to hold on with very little utility. They do have a smoke and Molotov still at least. And 35 seconds, but it's going to be a very similar execute taking shape, taking form. Flashes over, Molotov to the back of Goose. Michaelilla's watching the cross, but it's only the scout, remember, it's not the AWP. He has to hit ahead to instantly down them, unless it's Nectar and Esperanto, who are already damaged and chipped away. Hunter, going to get the plant on the short side of the site. No one is here to quickly retaliate and try and retrieve this bomb site. NoChance are very lumbered in this approach. Zen is still stuck in mid, and he's got Nexa to deal with, who's watching the top of mid. That's going to go against Nexa, however. But now Hunter